Well, it's Sunday, the 24th of March. The week is nearly up. Sunday tends to be a really exciting day for Bitcoin. So I thought we'd do a weekly analysis on this and then try and have a look at what possibly is going to happen today, when it will happen today, and what's going to happen next week. This is more of a price analysis video. I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm literally just a guy sat in front of a screen looking at price movement of Bitcoin, trying to work out when I should or shouldn't buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for my own portfolio. So if you are interested in sitting down and watching what I've got to say about how I manage the portfolio for myself and my wife, then feel free to watch in. And if you've got any comments or any ideas, obviously feel free to comment down below as well and share the video maybe for other people. So as we said that, let's start off now with the weekly analysis, shall we? So we can still see here, it started off last week as a very indecisive, let's just zoom in a little bit. An indecisive week here, but finished on a closing, but with huge wick at top and bottom. But we can see this wick on the top was bigger than the wick on the bottom. So there was lots of up movements, there was potential to go up again, but obviously there was still, a proportional amount of downward movement too. Now, we can see that it only made a little bit way up, to this week. It didn't really have much strength in the buying side of it. There was a lot more strength in the selling side. However, we can see around here that there has been some buying power. The price has gone all the way down to say the 56,000, and it has had the power to buy back up again. So yes, we see people are predominantly selling, right? But there is a strong buying force here as well because they're keeping the price up. So what does this say to us? Does it say to us that it's going to go down in the coming week? Or is, this evening going to suck that back up again? Or is it going to push it all the way down to this week, maybe making a strong closing candle? So this is something we really want to look into. Now, if we just scroll out or zoom out, should we say, and we start looking at the bigger picture, we've got this huge movement up. So I would expect that we see some form of, and if we put a Fibonacci retracement on here, I would say we want to see some form of retracement to the 23.6%. That would be like 55,100. That's on a long-term weekly basis level. So, but really, I say that we should come to a 38.2. So that would take us to 47,396 here, approximately, obviously. So let's say like 44,000. Sorry, did I say that right? No, say like 47, 48,000. That would want to take us to here. But, I can't put this out in my head. Really 41,000, 42,000 is the place where, in my opinion, this line, this is my long-term arbitrary line. But right now, I believe it's something like that. I kept on moving this line for other videos, but I am not able to accept that this is going to go up here first. I am completely contrarian to the idea that it will do. I mean, I'm pro that it will go up to higher prices, absolutely, but I'm also realistic that it's got to come down as well. I mean, look at all this. It doesn't have that pattern. It has the pattern of coming down. So I would say that we are more going to be having like a 41,000. So when will I buy some more Bitcoin? Well, at 40,000, that's definitely a profitable buy, in my opinion. So it's well worth waiting for this. But I think this red candle, I mean, when we look back here, we can kind of see that candle here kind of shown in from history that is a strongish selling candle, and then we've got this other movement. So the question is history going to repeat here? I mean, and this candle here, it kind of look, this, I would say this candle, say it needs to sell off a little bit more today to kind of make that type of candle and so on, that kind of like downward motion to get momentum. So I would expect that in the coming week, I mean, that we would see possibly, let's just say that it closes here, right? I would say that so it closes there. I would say that it comes probably up a portion of the way, you know, to here, if it's going down, right? If it's going down, and let's say that it does have a dump, right? And this is then the closing wick, right? So let's say this is the body of it. We're talking like coming down to say 53.4, and if it then you know, and if we look at a this one here, so just to see whether what areas it would have to go. So you're talking like to come back 50% of this one candle, you'd have to come to 53. Well, that would kind of take us down to that. And this area, so let's just say that this would come down to say, let's just move that across a bit so I can read it. So let's say that it taps, let's just be hypothetical. Let's say it taps 61.8 over the week, right? And it stops here on the 50. And let's say that, yeah, it kind of, I don't know. Well, yeah, let's say that this candle today goes to 58.1, which is not that far away. I mean, tonight there could be a big dump off, and it could come to here. So it could come to like a psychological level around here. So that's really the downward motion. Where are we predicting it to come down? Now, it could just be a small candle as well. So it could just be one of these candles for the week, and it could just go sideways the whole time. But is it going to have this big tail? So the question is where are we looking for the tails, the wicks of the candles? Because the bodies have really no relevance. We want to know where the price is going to, because that's the areas where you can get good buy-in and you can sell stuff if required. So, you know, it's all well and good looking at the closing candle parts, but you know, if you could have sold up here, been way better than selling here. You know, there's a massive difference in profit there. So, okay, well, there's a potential for it to come and close in on this wick here, you know, or at least to come down to here. But there's obviously another potential to look the other side, that it's going to come up to 67,500 to make a new high. But I don't see that. I mean, this could be just a pullback to come back up again. It could be. I don't think it is. I mean, this could just be that ready to come back up again, right? But I think the price is already way overbought, right? So I don't think there's enough power left in it to go there. I think people would love to think that that's going to happen, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, that's fine. But I think that the real investors, the people with the big money that have the power to move this to real high prices, I think they know it's overbought, and at one point there's going to be a sell-off here for them to all take profits. And remember, this is the end of a quarter as well, so some of these companies are more than likely going to have to take profits because of tax reasons or financial reasons that are not related to Bitcoin. You know, they might have to pay their shareholders to pay dividends or whatever. I don't know. So we could expect a huge sell-off this week for the sake of you know, this is where are we at in January? Sorry, we are. So there's 1st of Jan here. So if this is where they started buying, right, as in the first quarter, and they're here now, they've got massive profits there. Some of their shareholders, if their companies have said, wait a minute, you invested all of our money here and now you've got profits, we want some profits, thank you. And so that however much money each shareholder gets, they're going to have to sell off some of it. Or the company might say, no, we're going to keep on going to the next end of the next quarter. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So this is what I've got to say about the weekly market, right? Let's come down to the daily market now. I mean, this paints a real bigger picture now, in my opinion, because you see this like curve here. Look, you see this like curve that it's slowing down. You know, the power is slowing down. And if you look at an exponential curve, as it comes down, it slows down. And then even if it's going to go down even further, it always has the intersection. It always has the place where it's stopping, first of all, where there's like zero slope. So is this trying to make a zero slope here, ready for either the going back up again or for the next journey down? All right. So I would expect here to see, but so before we say that, we can see here that it's had its sharp slope going down, but it lost momentum there. You know, the slope, it didn't continue. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look here, that's the slope of it there, right? And now we come to the next one between these. You see that the slope declined, right? Because it didn't have as much power. You know, if this is a mountain, this is a really steep slope, and this is a not so steep slope. So skiers, they wouldn't care about this one so much, or they would say this one's a really dangerous slope. This is not so dangerous slope. But now you can see that it didn't have the momentum to keep going. It actually reversed, and this one here couldn't get even further down to have a downward slope. There's now an upward slope. So the question is does it have the power to start making an upward slope, or is this just a breather? Is it a breather to maybe go sideways for another day and then go down again like this? Or is this going to come down a little bit and then back up again? So this is something I think we have to be careful about, is how is Sunday, you know, today going to end on the week? And we see like Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and there. If we think about how we were last Monday, you know, the Sunday had a big movement there. So it is possible that, you know, you can get this movement on the Sunday, but that's only retail traders on a Sunday. There's no banks or hedge fund managers or whatever open on that time, because they can't trade. They can only trade during the stock market at trading hours. And is it the ETF? Is it the spot? So this is the question that we've got to ask: is where is this going to go? And I mean, let's just say that it does go up to here. I mean, this has got to be quite a strong movement to get it up here over the next 16 hours or whatever. What have we got? 15 hours, yeah. But it is possible. We saw it. It did it on here and so on. But I don't think that's going to happen. It might come up to say the 61.2 or something and come down to here. But I would assume it's going to sit in the middle. Well, I could be wrong there. Let's go down to the 4 hour now. Okay, here starts coming all my lines, and my lines, they're pretty helpful because they show all the support and resistance levels that are actually there. And so right now we've seen this one candle, and so it really needs to fill. It really needs to fill the price because there was a lot of movement there. So I would assume that it's going to come up to at least up to here today to touch this one candle. So I'd say it's going to come up to at least 59, say 60,000 today. But I'd expect it to come back down again, to be honest with you. So that might be the Sunday night move, or it might even come up to here. So we could see a close of say 60,000, and that could completely cover all of these losses. So that would be kind of, well, yeah, we'd say that the weekend is, what was that? Was that Saturday? So yeah, we could see that the prices completely just got neutralized over the weekend. It lost it all and then it got it all back. That would be typical Bitcoin. And Friday, so where are we at now here? So Saturday. Let's go back on the daily one. Okay, so opened on there, closed on Saturday, Friday closed there. Well, okay, for it to be a reset to go back to where it was on the Friday night, we'd have to come down to the bottom. So if it did come up even higher, then naturally we would then be doing something different than what I just said. So for it to be just a reset back to Friday how it was, we'd have to come down to 59,100. So where's 59,100? 59,100 is here. So we'd have to see all of these gains be stripped away, and that would then give us a downward candle. All right, so that would then on a 4-hour basis give us a downward candle, and that would be then more than likely a strong candle, so to come even further down on, yeah. So let's just say that this one candle continues how it is. What we've got, 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock, so that's going to close probably due whilst I make this video. And oh, we've got some strength here. So let's zoom into the 1 hour market quickly, and we see look like we've got some strength coming in. And okay, so there's maybe a possibly likelihood that we come and touch these two lines here on the hourly market. Let's just go to 15 again, because it looks like it's moving. Okay, so I would say for sure it's going to come and touch this line at least, or it's going to come and touch 59.8. Let's just keep zooming into 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, this definitely got strength to come through to 59.9. Yeah, this candle's got some strength. This is going to go to this area. I'd say 100%. It's going to come here. Let's go down to the 1 minute market and see this move and see whether it's going to move. But you see, there's not lots of volume because it's all jumpy in places. So that's where you're missing out on the hedge fund managers, the investment bankers, and the institutional traders. Okay, this has got power to get through. So, but I don't see if it goes up really quickly like this, I would expect it to come down quite quickly too. Now, there could be the Sunday traders all just waking up in Europe going, I'm going to buy this now because I think it's going to hit top, or someone could have posted something on X or whatever just to make them think it's going to go, or this could just die out right now. Look, it's losing its power. It's losing its power on that one. So it had one big spike. No, it looks like it's losing power. Let's just keep looking for the next 7 seconds, whether it's got it. No. That lost all of its steam. That there was just people buying and selling. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. Okay, let's go back out to the hour one again and keep looking, shall we? Okay, so we were on the 4 hour. Sorry. So the 4 hour. Now we can see the candle coming back again. I would assume that this could come back down again. We will see, but let's zoom out. It is, however, making like a consolidated area, where the bulls are the selling and the buying power. It is kind of like they are cancelling each other out, and the buying power is getting weaker and the selling power is getting weaker, and it's just coming in the middle. So at one point, we all know this has got to explode, right? So it's clear that it's going to go in one of these two directions. The question is which direction it's going to go, because it's been making this nice range for the past week-ish. Yeah, for the past week, 8 days, yeah. So it's been making this nice range in here. So the question is now is whether or not we want to believe in our pirate flag candles and so on. And is this going to come up here, or is it going to come down here? Now, like I've said in other videos, is that if you are a retail broker, and I said broker, and you've got all of your retail traders that you by law have to train, you have to give some education so they don't lose all their money, and you're talking about don't lose all their money in the 90% of people will lose 90% of their money in 90 days. So if you have to train all of these people to not lose their money, right? Then only 10% of them are actually going to listen to you. So the other 90%, if you want to take all their money, and that's your main thing to do, it's a conflict of interest. Is you're training them to not lose their money, but in actual fact, you're telling them where to trade, right? And you'll say, when you see this flag, right, I want you to wait for the breakout. And then I want you to buy there because it's going to go up even further. This is the retail broker telling them, I want you to buy there when it breaks out, right? And so it can go even further. And so they put all their money in, right? Let's just come to here. So let's say they're doing a long position, right? They're waiting for this breakout. And let's just say this line is the breakout, right? And so it's hit the requirements, the prerequisites for them to go into a long position on it's done this prerequisites for them to go into their long position on this breakout, right? And then the retail brokers teach them, yeah, we'll just stick your stop loss down here, right? And then take profits up here. And so they're like, oh, okay. So it comes up here, and then the other people are like, well, I think it's going to go down, right? And so then you've got all the other clever people who are the contrarians who go, well, I see it coming up here, then there being lots more people jumping on. And if you are buying, someone's got to be on the other side of that. So someone's got to be selling. So there's going to be people here thinking, okay, this is going to go up with the breakout traders and so on. And then there's going to be all the people buying hard, but that's going to be lots of selling. Okay. And so there's going to be a sell-off there as well and a buy. So there's going to be some price movement here. Now, the question is when it does go back down again because of all of the selling pressure and it breaks the stop losses, right? This is where either the retail brokers have thought, okay, I'm going to buy in here, all right, where it's at a profit because now you bought here, so the retail broker had to sell here, all right? And now if you then sold here, the retail trader bought here. So they bought their Bitcoin back at a profit here, right? And then if it does go down any further, as well, there's more people with their stop losses coming out, and the retail brokers are all just buying this back up at a profit, and then they take their own money and then they boom the price back up again. All right. So this is what you've got to remember is that it's the big money that moves the price. The small money doesn't move the price. It's just there's a lot of liquidation. The smart money needs all of that liquidation inside of that area, right? So because if they put all of their money in all at once, it's going to move the market really fast. And they don't want that. They want to get all their money in. And this is what's happening here. Look, they've got this range. They've got no problem, 63,000 to 56,000. There's a range there. You know, we want the price to come up here. So as long as they can get their money in at average, so in the middle here, right? So when it goes up too high, they bring it back down again. When it goes here, they bring it up again. They get it nice in the middle. Or they try and, they couldn't keep it down here because there was too much buying pressure. So they've got to keep the price in this area to get a nice average for them. And then when they're ready, they want to boom it up, right? And get the people with the breakout, to get all the breakout traders and so on. And then they want to get all of the shorters, all the people that are shorting here. Remember, retail traders, if they're shorting it, someone's got to be on the end of it. So, or the retail brokers are on the end of that selling trade. They're on the buying. They're all buying it here. Okay. So now they want the retail traders that are shorting it. They've got to have to buy it back here. So they sell their stuff here. All right. So they want to know that they've got enough. They've got enough movement always to bring it back down again. And it depends which direction the retail broker or the institutional trader wants the market to go, because they are hunting your stop losses. All right. They are hunting your stop losses because they're getting everything cheaper. So I'm no master at this, but I try and look for where all the stop losses are. And I don't do any like scalping trading or day trading. So all I'm trying to think of is where is the market always turning? Because if you can do it on an hourly basis, right, then, well, it should be a lot easier to do it on a monthly basis, to look here to see, okay, where are the people going to turn? All right. So let's just come down to this 15-minute once again, just to see, does it have any momentum at the moment? Well, it does. Look, there's got these two big strong green candles, and we had that little bit of a movement backwards a second ago. Let's come down to the 1 minute market again and see, it had this like kind of this, that was the candle that we were talking about a minute ago, and that was quite weak, but it had this strong candle and it came down again, and now it's trying to go up once again. So we could see this movement up. There's just no volume here right now. So what do I reckon is going to happen in the week? Well, I think we've answered the question already, is that today, or at the moment, it looks like it's starting today. It looks like Europe is on the go, first of all, and the question is how well does Europe pass that baton over to America. And then the final question is, how well does that baton get passed over to Asia? Now, if Asia and Australia and so on have the same opinion and they're going to buy into it as well, this could have the power to move up. I mean, on a 4-hour basis, so we still have from 9 until 1 o'clock. We have then 1 until 5 o'clock. We have 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock. We have 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock. So there could be some movement up here to back to move zero. That would take it to 63,000 approximately. There could be some movement. And now if we get some of these huge, humongous candles as well, well, that could boost it to 64,000. But remember, if it can go up, it can go down. So that same thing could come down, could easily come down to 65,000 or 56,000, sorry. It could happen as well, or this could just go sideways for the whole day. So I think, and there could also be a massive sell-off up here on move zero, okay, and that could just snap the price back down, ready for the stock markets to open on Monday, all right, for all of the institutions who are currently doing all the ETFs. That could just snap the price back down on Monday, right? But if it comes down here as well, the stock market could snap the price back upwards, and that could be the final buy-in down here. So we never know whether Asia, who opens the stock market, they might force the price down, ready for London to buy it in with the, or even Europe, first of all, Germany and so on, could be the catalyst for this, buying it all in, because we've seen that before at 7:30, or most days of the week, we've seen Europe buying it, then at 8 o'clock it buying it even further, and it just going up all the time, and then come 4 o'clock it went back down again, and it did like this hump motion like that for 3 days. So we might see that again this week, or we might see the opposite of that. We might see the down and the up and the round, you know. So we could see this movement as well, right, going down. The long and short of this is, if you've watched all this video so far, is I think this picture is being painted today, right now, and I think we are getting a sniff of this here right now, how it's going to play out. And I mean, we're starting to see these candles here. So if it's got the momentum to push through this gap, we've got this big space up here. Look, this big space of liquidity up here. So it's looking strong. It's looking strong. I'd say that it could. I mean, there's a little bit of resistance here, all right. But so if it can come and consolidate through here and then pump up, I mean, it will pump through this area easily. This touching this, if it can get through here, if you can get through this space here, it will just play around a little bit. Boom! It will just pump up to this easy, no problem. And I know that, and I'm super confident about this. So this is the area where it could reverse, right? But if it can get through this area, it will definitely come up here, and it will probably bounce around this bit here. But it will just boom. I mean, this bit here will just boom through, all right? Because you see here, look, the weakness there. That's the weakness there, and it didn't go sideways. When this bit here, it just went in and back out again, right? There was just too much selling there, all right? So, and we can see when it got to this pot, sell off. So this is all in all as a weak area, but it never really had any consolidation there. It went up, boom, down and up. So there wasn't enough sideways motion here. And even on this, up and down, up, down. This is just a buy and a sell-off down here. This is a tiny amount of consolidation. Tiny. I would say it's like the first tick of the C in consolidation. That's how small it is. Then it had a sell-off again. So it was just like take a breather and we're going to go down again. So I would say this whole area is weak. You know, it's still going here. So I would expect right now, I mean, we're on a 5-minute market. I would expect right now it to come up to 3A, up to here. So we're talking about 61,000. So this is this piece of cake here. Or it could just come up very, very close to this one here, right? So it could make people think, oh, it's going to go higher. And so it could just touch. So that's my prediction here. My prediction is it's going to just touch here. Or if it's going to be cheeky, right? If it's going to be cheeky, where have we got the other high, right? So we've got high here, high here. This is the next high. So it could just be cheeky and do the same thing. So what I've just said here, it could just do here. So all people that have bought in here, it could just come, stick a middle finger up here, right, and then just dump it back down again to say, hey, you people that bought here thinking it was going to go higher, no, middle finger back down again. All right. So, but as you can see, we've got some Falcon 9 rockets going up at the moment. And like I said, I'm going to leave it here. Like I said, I would say that we would see consolidation here and then go up, or this is going to be a snapback coming all the way down. But it looks like the 3A target is where it's going. And this is why I draw these lines, right? Because it saves me time. I don't have to mess around looking left. I can see where the movement was, right? And these big, for me, these big areas, they are signs of weakness. It looks like strength, but it's not, it's weakness. The price is moving quickly, which means no one is buying or no one is selling in that gap. So it's having to move through those steps really, really quickly because the people want to buy it, but no one's selling it for cheap. They're like, I'm selling it more expensive. And the greedy people are pushing this price up right now. And some people are jumping on the bandwagon. You know, they've seen this pirate flag and they've gone, oh, breakout. And then the other people are jumping on. And this is going to snap back as hard as possible up here. You watch it. There'll be this massive spike up here and it will just sell off. Right. With that said, I'm going to leave this video right here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, give all feedback or whatever it is that people do on social media. Please do it down below. I hope you got something out of this one video. Don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional trader. I'm literally just someone sat here looking at a lot of lines that I've made on TradingView and so on. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. And yeah, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.